All right, mic check. One, two. Let's see how this is going. It's been a while and I'm rusty. Hey, Zan. Welcome. Thank you. I understand if you can't stay. I know time zones are what they are. Hey, Des. Good to see you. All right, I am here. I just need a minute to finish my what's it called? My camera is a little what's it called? Messed up. So I'm gonna do that for a second. Yeah, the perspective on it's all wonky. All right, it's getting better. It's so distorted. Jeez. All right, that's a little better. All right, but yeah, I'm here. Sorry, it's going to be a rough stream. You know, the first stream back is going to be a little rough. So I apologize for the technical, errors and everything. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this. I'm going to be working on a new painting today. I'm just trying to get everything, um, you know, correct. I almost got it. All right, this isn't 100% perfect, but I mean, what you're gonna do. It's close. All right, and um, what happened here? All right, okay, I'll switch to it and then, all right, that was strange. Okay, cool. Everything's weird and messed up. Nice. Love it. I did miss my kitties. I wish I could bring them with me to stuff like this. They don't travel well though. Okay. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. So yeah, Portrait Society of America. It was a lot of fun. A lot of really good stuff, a lot of surprises. I'll definitely be talking about it. Uh, you know. Hey, my hair's a mess. Great. Hey, it's good to see everybody. It's good to be back. I really miss streaming, I have to say. I had a great time. I missed my cats, but I also legitimately missed streaming. Also missed painting. I didn't do any painting while I was there. I had my what's it called? I had my iPad with me, but I've come to the conclusion that I really do not like using my iPad. I did a drawing while I was there, but that was about it. Yeah, everything else was just uh, talking. A lot of talking with people. Sorry, my screen's doing a weird flicker thing. I don't know what's happening. What is happening here? That is very strange. Um, sorry. My monitor is doing a ton of like flickering. Is the what's it called? Is the screen flickering on your end, people? I got a few new followers on social media, that's for sure. But I don't know that I got a lot. Um, but I think I did some really good networking overall. Yeah, I think so. Um, you know, I think it was very good. No flickering. Okay, that's on my end apparently. I don't know what's happening. Okay then. Let me just see. That's very strange. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully it's nothing, no big deal. You never know. Um, sorry, I'm totally distracted. Yeah. Okay. That's what is happening here. Um, I'm sorry, something weird's happening with my computer. Just a second. I don't know what's happening. That is very strange. Uh, huh. Apologies. I don't know why it's being all weird on me today. Uh, huh. Okay. All right. That's strange. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. I really wish there was, painting communities. What's it called? Um, you know, more painting communities that are easily accessible. It was really funny, or not funny, but it was really crazy how like there's so many people from so many different places all over America, and of course there's international people as well. But let's be honest, there's more Americans, of course, because it is the Portrait Society of America, obviously. But yeah, just from everywhere, and you can see how there's no like centralized location of anything, um, which can definitely be a problem if you want to have, a good sense of community. Sorry, I'm getting my palette out, so I'm not on screen. But yeah, I'm obviously still talking. But yeah, there's a there's a lot of people from places I also wasn't expecting as much. Like I didn't think about it. Like There was a lot of people from Utah with connections to the Mormon church, which I'd never even considered being a thing. But yeah, they do a lot of religious paintings apparently. Which once again, like I'm not very religious at all, as you probably gathered, but yeah, um, definitely not connected to the Mormons in any way. So I wasn't familiar with any of that. Found that surprising. Oh, internet interruptions. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, a lot of I don't think that I gained like a ton of followers, but I definitely gained a significant amount of painters as followers, which is nice. Let's see. Des says we discovered that it's my daughter's laptop causing the internet interruptions. She had to return the other one she bought and got a new one tonight. She setup process is crashing the net. Oh wow, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Alrighty. All right. Um. Yeah. Ah, I feel rusty. Um. That says one of my favorite landscape artists suddenly switched on the Jesus switch and has gone off the rails. I mean, that's yeah. I don't know what to say about that. Camera, why are you giving me such a today? What is going on? Uh, yeah. Um, my hair's my hair tie fell out. That's great. Yeah, I don't know. The religious stuff is I'm not a religious person at all. I believe I'm very much like, you know, like obviously everyone's allowed to have their own beliefs, but I don't really believe in anything in that realm. But that's not for me to like take it away from anybody. But I don't know. I was just surprised by it is all. It wasn't something I'd ever thought of. I didn't think that people still did religious I didn't think about the fact that some people do religious portraits anymore. I think of artists generally as being people who are very very like progressive and very subversive, and people who kind of buck the norms a lot of time. But the Portrait Society kind of is much more traditional uh, than a lot of other art. We'll say like institutes or whatever. I mean, comic books. Um, Comic books have a history of all kinds of people being there. Some really unsavory people as well. But yeah, um, art as well. Just I guess portrait society not as much. So, um, but and there's also a lot of like things that I didn't think about, and a lot of other things I didn't think about. Like a lot of people um, have ties to like we'll say like very important people. People um, like you know, uh, Supreme Court justices or senators, stuff like that. Because all those people get their portrait painted. So a lot of the people who are at these things are connected to you know, all those people kind of thing. Once again, not something I really thought about, even though I know that like the presidents all get their portrait painted, right? So, but they're not the only ones. So it's interesting. Definitely interesting. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Okay. Des is now switched locations. All right. Cool. All right. Um, but other than that, um, met a ton of really great artists. Um, met some of the camera. Stop it. Met some of the people who were finalists on the like their competition. So, some of the names there, they were all super sweet. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed about this. So many of the people there, even though some of them are like, big names in art, big names and have a lot of, big following, um, you know, money aside, like I'm sure some of these people make a lot of money and some don't, it's a variety, but everyone was so nice. Yeah, very, very, very nice. Um, the age range of the convention definitely skews older than like um, I don't know, older than what, just tends to be on the slightly older side. There aren't a ton of, I mean, there's a lot of young people there, but more older people than younger people, put it that way. Um, but yeah, I was really happy about a lot of that. Like especially the fact that like so many people were so nice. You don't how can I put this? Sometimes when go to conferences and stuff, and some people have big egos, and I know artists have big egos, some of them at least. I've definitely met some artists who were um, not the most welcoming. I've gone to an opening for an artist, and I guess he concluded that I wasn't going to be able to buy his originals, and so he just didn't want to waste his time talking to me. Um, you know, which I feel like that's a shitty attitude to have. Yeah. But I didn't get any of that either here. It was really, really welcoming, really sweet, just all around. Yeah. I'm trying to think like what other things I can mention as like stuff about the conference. I mean, I can talk about some of the artists I met, although I'm going to screw up all the names right now. Um, but it's really hard to like, I feel weird kind of like name dropping people that I met. You know what I mean? I did have a really interesting night though. The night of the what is it called? It's a um, what's the word I'm looking for? Banquet. That's the word I'm looking for. Banquet. Oh my God, the people. So on Saturday night there's a banquet, and it's the night where they announce all the winners and all of that, right? And it's like for some of the people there, it's like Comic-Con dress up opportunities. Um, like some of the people are dressed up in really elaborate outfits, like really dressed to the nines. I was definitely on the like almost underdressed. Next time I'll definitely have to step up that. Um, but yeah, it was really cool. I mean, some people were wearing like there's Michael Harding. He has the paint. The guy who makes paint is dressed up in like I don't even know what to call it. Like uh, British Victorian like military garb. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but very cool, very elaborate. Oh, and I did buy a painting. I can share that. Yes, I bought a painting. I bought this painting, which is really cool. They have this thing where it's a what's the word I'm looking for? How can I? So it's not an auction exactly, but they have these paintings, and it's a blind purchase, meaning you don't know who the artist is until after you purchase it, and it's a set price. And if more than one person wants it, you have to put your like name tag into a, uh, what's it called? Like a drawing, so it's out of luck. And yeah, I was lucky enough. I got this one. It's by Shane Wolf, who is a pretty well-known artist, apparently. And I say apparently just because I didn't know him beforehand, which I hate the fact that there's so many artists that I didn't know about prior to the convention. That was actually one of the big takeaways, that there's a ton of artists out there that you don't know about. So Shane Wolf was one of them, and he's really good. I really enjoyed, really liked that painting. Oh, thank you, Zan. Yeah, I appreciate that. And then I also had a painting done of me. This was in very poor lighting conditions, so it's very small and very quickly done. But this was a painting of me done by oh, 1 second, I'm going to get her name. I want to get her name right for numerous reasons. Julie Madeline. Julia Madeline. You can find her on Instagram under, I think it's J Madeline. Where is it? Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I think it's under J Madeline. I tagged her a bunch of times in my stories, but of course stories go away real quick. But yeah, very cool. Is he the film director? No, I don't think so. Um, so I'm actually going to be painting J Madeline tonight. Since she painted me, I thought I'd return the favor and paint her. Although I'm going to take a little bit more time on it. And Des, no, this guy, no, it's not the director, unless I'm seriously mistaken. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Nice portrait of me, good likeness. Thank you. Yeah, she did it exceptionally quickly. I was really surprised. So mine's a little bigger and I'm gonna take a little more time, but you know, I'm doing it on stream, so it is what it is. But I'm gonna do a portrait of her to return the favor, and you know, hopefully I can give it to her next time. She was very sweet. Her and her mom were there, and they are both fantastic artists. I will link her Instagram. I wish I'd thought of that earlier. I'll link her Instagram in a little bit. Um, yeah, just I want to get paintings because it's a little late already. I want to get started. Yeah. Also, I got to talk to a bunch of artists about like how they clean their brushes, how they handle, you know, how they handle paint, what are their paint palettes, and so on. So I'm going to try some new things. One artist uses, I don't know that, and I've always heard this isn't recommended, but he uses mineral oil, and he soaks his brushes in mineral oil. And I'm like, I've always heard that's bad to do, but I'm going to possibly give it a shot to see, you know, what the results are like. And I also bought a panel. You can kind of see it behind me right there, that copper looking thing. It's a panel of copper. Yeah, I'm going to paint on a copper panel from Artifacts. I bought one from Artifacts, so I'm going to try that out. Excited about that. You think you found the right one. Shane Wolf. It's trying to remember what his Instagram is. I think it's Paint Shane Paint. No, that's someone else. That's someone else. I was thinking someone else. Dark curly hair. Yep, that would probably be him. Yeah, he's really good. Like I got to see his art for the first time in person. Got to watch him paint too. He's really good. I mean, he was one of the like not staff, but you know, he was one of the like people who was painting as part of the convention. So honestly, anybody who's like a part of the convention in any way, in the sense of like they're demoing or anything like that, you know they're good. They really do have pretty high standards there. You know, and you might not find the most, we'll say, expressive people there, but you'll definitely find quality, you know. And not to say that they're not expressive, just like it, you know, there's a range, right? Like some are more, some are less, kind of depends. Um, but yeah, the night of the banquet, which was very fun. I got to see, you know, they announced the winners and all that on the night of the banquet. But I ended up tagging along with some people. Just kind of randomly kind of happened. I ended up at a speakeasy, which, you know, I didn't know that those still existed. You needed like a special phone number or password to get into, kind of thing. Um, which, like I said, I did not know these existed. And they had inside, it was like a really nice lounge, you know, with course, alcohol and cigars and stuff like that. Which was just like, I mean, very random to me, but it was a lot of fun. Um, yeah. And then I went back to the hotel and stayed up till like 2 a.m. talking to people on one of the balcony terraces thingies. Yeah, just a lot of just like hanging out and talking. I did get to watch um uh her, oh my God, I'm blanking on her name right now. I did get to watch her uh well, I got to watch her paint me, but then I got to watch her get painted by a bunch of people. She just sat in the and modeled for some people, which was fun. I think next time I'll have to bring my paints with me or buy paints there, one or the other. But yeah, I did miss having my paints with me. I'm trying to, trying to think of all the other things worth mentioning. Wow, this paint is very much dry. Okay then. I thought this was not dry. Yeah. You should see I think he's the director of the whole thing. He wears like a three-piece suit always, I think. He's just always dressed up like really, really nicely because he does paintings of like senators and chief justices and stuff like that. So he's always like that's how he makes his living, or it used to be at least. I don't know if he still does. I assume it is. So he always dresses up super nice, and it's become like his signature thing. Um, but yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I can't like I don't know that I've like come away with any knowledge of like technique that I didn't know and it, before I got there, but I don't know that that's exactly like the purpose of the convention. Um, yeah. Hold on a second. While I'm taking a quick break to do this, let me find her Instagram and share it because, yeah, since I'm painting her, I should share it. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right. Um, so that's her Instagram. She's a really good artist and a fantasy artist as well. She's very cool. Um, so that's who I am painting today. There was a ton of, there were like vendors there. Oh my God, I was so tempted to buy so much paint and brushes and everything. Oh my God. It was so tempting. Everything was discounted, like compared to what it normally is. Everything. Where's my white paint? Hello. White paint. Where are you? Oh, what is going on? Oh, here it is. Jeez, I'm almost done with this one. But yeah, questions are welcome. If anybody has questions about the Portrait Society, you're more than welcome to ask. If there's anything that, you thought of, or if you don't think of it now and you have questions later, happy to talk about it. Um, you know, yeah, I'm hoping that a lot of good things come out of this. Of course, I don't think anything directly will come out of this. This isn't the type of thing that like, you get immediate direct like, oh, I went to this and this happened, but uh, eventually it leads to things, and just making friends is always nice. I'm all for the make friends and raise each other up kind of thing. Alrighty. I'm so dumb. I'm also out of yellow and blue. I doubt I'm gonna even need any blue, I'll be honest. Let's see. It's ultramarine blue. Uh, There's my phthalo. Okay. Just making sure my connection's okay. I will say, hopefully I can actually get some of the people I met to come on my stream and just hang out and talk. That would be awesome. Um, and I also promoted Dylan Sarah's uh, Drawn Together. I told a bunch of people about that because I was like, his thing's so much fun. I bet a lot of these people would want to participate in that. So I kept mentioning it to different people. So hopefully he comes back and is like, hey, thanks, man, because he gets a bunch of people on. That'd be great. And of course, I mentioned, Nicholas Uribe. Everyone knew Nicholas. Even if they don't know him personally, they know of him. So, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know him. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, try and bring more people into different circles and expand everyone's circles of friends and connections and everything. Uh, there's someone who I did meet, who I think might end up coming on the stream at some point just to kind of hang out as like a guest, at least one person. Zan says, that was nice of you to talk up Dylan. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's totally worth, uh, people knowing about. So, you know, I had no problems with that at all. Um, yeah. I will say this, I did feel bad. This is kind of a very side note thing, but like I went to a oh, what is it called? One of the booths that was selling stuff, and they were selling like there's what's it called? They're selling easels. One of the things they were selling was plein air easels, and they sell brushes and all kinds of other stuff. And so I'm looking at the like it's like a pochade box kind of thing, and I'm looking at it and I'm like asking questions, and they had someone else there who was also interested in it and looking at it. And I think they didn't like the questions I was asking because I started basically poking holes in their design. Not intentionally like trying to poke holes at it, but you have a product designed in a certain way, and I'm noticing some issues with it. I can't help that. I felt bad though. I wasn't trying to be an ass. But yeah, guys, they if you buy a easel or pochade box or something like that, if it has magnets behind your painting, you're gonna have trouble using palette knives with it. Um, and he tried to explain to me how it depends on the like metal, how much iron is in the palette knife, and all this other stuff. I'm like, that's nice, but I don't know, man. My palette knives are magnetic. I don't know what to tell you. Um, yeah, I know this from experience because I once tried to use magnets to connect my, to hold up my painting, and I ran into that problem. And ever since that happened, I know to watch out for it. So, but yeah, I did feel a little bad. I wasn't trying to like make their products look bad or anything. I was just asking questions because I ask questions. Let's see. I'm trying to think of everything. There's so much to take in because there's so many people there, so many things happening all at once. Um, yeah, just it's a lot. The people who I thought should win the big award didn't. That's apparently, well, only one person can win the. I think it's called the Draper Award. Um, so you know, a lot of people are always disappointed. Although, well, I will say this: I actually think it's a better like you get less money, like because there's like a grand prize for the winner, but once you win it, you can't win it again. So in my mind, I'm just like, well, it's better to come in second every time than first, right? Because then you can keep, applying, right? Like that's better than winning in my mind. So the reason I'm laying everything in with a palette knife is I'm trying to A, go quick, and B, um, I want to I want to have more paint for the brayer to mess around with. So if it's thicker, the brayer can move more stuff around. Good logic. Yeah. I'm assuming you're talking about winning the competition because of the delay. Yeah. Yeah, to me, I'm just like, well, that's better. Even if there's less money in it, you still get more prominence, right? Because like they promote all uh, the nominees. So it's better to be nominated a few times than it is to just outright win. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to I would love to participate in the convention. First of all, I'd love to go next year, but next year it's in Washington, and I do not know that I can swing and afford going to Washington for a convention next year. It's very expensive overall, so I don't know. We'll see. Um, does same with American Idol. The winners don't usually succeed. It's the people in the top 3 to 5 who do better because winning gets stuck with the contract with the Idol people. Well, that is not what happens here. All the people who win are generally already successful and big, have a name for themselves. These aren't I don't think there's a lot of random nobodies that no one's ever heard of winning. Um, but I'm talking about like if you once you win, you can't even apply. But they always promote the top like 20 artists. So if you're always in the top like 20, then you get, promoted a lot more, I guess. Um, but I'm sure there's huge benefits to winning too, honestly. Like the art world, like the bigger name art world is very much like, you know, um, very name driven, right? Like awards and names of things like that matter a lot to some people in some circles. Uh, you know, so having those success, those under your belt, I'm sure is very, very beneficial, especially for people who do portraits of like prominent people because they want people of prominence to do their portraits, that type of thing. Like it's very self referential in some ways, I assume. So yeah, no one gets stuck with a horrible contract, luckily, but I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to, dismiss what you're saying. And just at least there's no like bad contracts, you know. There was one artist who did he did a demo and he was using a palette very similar to mine. Um, and he said that it was like his students referred to it like writing lightning or something like that. I was surprised by that. I really need to find someone who isn't as experienced as me, um, who is willing to try out my palette and see how they fare with it because I'm so used to it, it's not a problem anymore. But I don't know. I don't know if other people would have such a hard time with it or not. I am curious. Although he wasn't using exactly my palette, and we did we did talk about it later. When we went out um, for dinner, and I got to talk to him about it a bit. Uh, but yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, the main difference was his blue. He was using like a turquoise or something, which you know, it's a lighter color. So one of the fun things, opening night, they had this thing called Face. I think it was Face Off. Um, that was a lot of fun. It was all these artists were um, painting or drawing or sculpting, and they were. Um, it reminded me a little of Portrait Artist of the Year because they were set up kind of like that, where it was like two artists on a model, two to three artists on one model, and then another two or three artists on another model, and so on. I thought that was really interesting and a lot of fun. You get to see everyone's different technique and everything. And then as far as other things happening, I have been talking with oh, I can't remember his name online. Um, but he runs a Colorado school. Oh, what is it called? Is my brain is not functioning. Sparrow Center. That's it. Yeah. And we've been talking about the workshop, and that's moving. That is progressing really well. We'll have an announcement probably this weekend about it. So really excited about that. Looks like that's gonna be starting, or that's gonna run soon-ish. So I'm excited about that. Hey Don Lee, welcome Raiders. Hey, how's everyone doing? So if anybody subs or follows or anything like that, I extremely appreciate it. I cannot see any of that because I have too many things happening on screen as it is, and I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so it's just a little beyond my abilities. So I apologize if there's no notifications or anything, but I do appreciate it very much. Hey Lamo, welcome. Good to see you. Lamo, by the way, is Don Lee just rated me on Twitch, by the way, for anyone on YouTube, and Lamo is also a Twitch streamer. He is a really good artist, and he is an amazing, amazing sculptor. Like, I am just in awe of his sculptures. I don't know if Lamo still streams. I know he took a bit of a break at some point, but I hope he's back to streaming because he's so good. Just so good. Welcome, Raiders. How was the rest of your stream, Don Lee? Don Lee was streaming today. He was doing some caricature work. Really fun stuff. How'd the rest of your stream go? I had to leave at some point, obviously. They're just spamming emotes at the moment. Good, I went in a different direction from what you saw. Oh, really? Oh, cool. You're welcome to share it or not. You know, I know you just finished, so sometimes it's you don't have it up yet. But you're welcome to share it. Des says just followed Lamo account. Yeah, Lamo is great. His sculptures just always impressed with his sculptures. Also with how rugged he is. Des says, I think my daughter gave up updating the laptop, so you probably have stable internet now. That's nice. I need to find a good easy instructions for you on how you can you know, prioritize your connection over hers so that when you're watching or streaming for that matter, you can safeguard your connection speed. but mostly for when you're watching me, because that's, what I'm thinking about, of course. Donley says very rugged and handsome. I know. I'm always like, um, impressed by that stuff. Like if I got injured the way he got injured on stream would be over, right? Like I'd be like, all right, well, I guess stream's over for today. Have a good one, everybody, and just like peace out. He's just like, nah, I got super glue here. It's not a problem at all. Conley says, I think I missed that stream. I think it was a few streams, honestly. He always had the super glue handy when I watched him. I never actually saw him get hurt, but just the fact that he's got it there is impressive, for what he's using it for. Yeah, super glue. If you get cut, you can use super glue to seal the cut. Um, and when you're what's it called? Sculpting and using sharp tools and stuff like that. Like things happen. If I'm not mistaken, that's what super glue originally was made for. It was originally supposed to be for wounds, and then they're like, "Hey, turns out this is really good at gluing everything." Jeez, I just went through that yellow like it was nothing. I am not used to that. I've definitely started using more paint in my paintings. I've noticed, almost unintentionally. But yeah, I start definitely using more paint than I used to. Really, you had no idea that it was a medical use originally, and that's what I remember. I mean, it could be wrong. Don't, I wouldn't bet money on it, but that's what I remember hearing. Of course, generally speaking, I would not bet money on a lot of things because why take the chance? Alrighty. Um, okay, here's the cartoonish drawing I'm doing to help flesh out a rather electric character for a commission. Okay, cool. Let me take a look at that. in just a minute, because before I do that, I'm going to do my brayer, and then I'll take a break and I'll check that out. So all right, no, this is the big brayer, or it's not big, but bigger. I want a smaller one. Where's my small one? Okay, here it is. Yeah, this is an 8x10 panel, so it's a um, very small panel. So yeah. All right. So my thought process is this is right here is some of the like the most saturated color. So I'm going to try and push that more for sure. I might actually add some yellow here too. But you know what? I'm going to add that with the brush real quick because yeah, she has blonde hair, and I want to get more saturated yellow in there. I'm not going to keep this strong yellow in there the whole for everything, but I want to have the, something to work off of kind of thing. All right. Des, you're painting? That's great. Glad to hear that. Des is working on a really cool project, so I'm really happy to hear that she's painting. Hate her nose, so let's mess it up. All right. All right. Donley, sorry, I will look at your thing in just a minute. I do want to see what you were working on. Just try to make it a little messier, clearly, because I want more texture and everything. Alrighty. All right. Let's take a quick break and look at what Don Lee is doing. Uh, So I'm taking a photo of this real quick because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo, and then that photo, I'm going to send it to my computer. And then oh, I have to do it through Bluetooth. That's weird. Anyways, I'm going to send it to my computer and then I can overlay. Yeah, I can overlay my reference and my what's left of my painting and see where everything is supposed to be. Okay. All right, let's see what Don Lee did. Oh, wow, you went a total different direction. That's crazy. Here, I'll paste it in the YouTube one. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy different than where you were when I came in. Camera, thank you. Alrighty. But yeah, that's cool. I think I think that's pretty neat. Um, what's up with the glasses? Is it antennas? What is happening there? I'm curious. Have I been muted this whole time? Ah, crap. When did I mute myself? Yeah, I didn't realize I was muted. I didn't mute myself on purpose. This was an accident. Oh well. Yeah, I was sorry. I was off screen. I was just overlaying the image in Photoshop over my painting so that I could see where I was and the things that I got right and things I didn't. Damn, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that was unintentional. Very much unintentional. Oh well. That sucks. Well, it wouldn't be a stream if I didn't do that at least once, right? Alrighty. I was saying a lot of the stuff I got right, but some of it's obviously in the wrong place. So I'm going to be going in now and fixing everything. Because it's so late, I'm not going to go in with my wipeout tool, but normally, so at this stage, I really like using my wipeout tool. However, it does create some problems, so I'm probably going to avoid using it, even though it's like the perfect tool for the job, with one exception, of course, being the problems that it presents. So what I mean by that is, camera, why can't you stay on with me here? What is going on? So the problem with the wipeout tool is it creates grooves in the paint, and most likely there's a good chance my painting will dry before I get back to it. And if you have those grooves dry in the paint, it creates a ton of problems. All right, Zan, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope to see you Sunday. And for those who don't know, I am changing my stream schedule. Sunday's staying the same. I'm going to try streaming Tuesday and Thursday. So Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Grooves, Donnelly says grooves in the paint. I thought grooves in the heart. Yeah, those grooves you want. You want the grooves in the heart. Absolutely. I love that song. That's why you don't want it in your painting. But yeah, it can create grooves that are just a little too deep to like comfortably, deal with. It's not a problem if you're painting in one session, if you're going to go over it, because yeah, that's not a problem at all. But it becomes a problem when you leave and come back and they're all dry. Also less of a problem on a panel like this because it's a solid panel. I could, I could scratch into it if I need to kind of overcome that. Um, yeah. Whereas sometimes I'm working on paper or I suppose canvas as well. It's probably a little more delicate in some ways. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else like I have to say about the Portrait Society conference. I'm sure I'll have more to say. It's just like off the top of my head, I'm not sure what else to say. Um, if uh, if portraiture is your thing, um, it's definitely worth looking at. I don't, it's not cheap, so I don't know, I can't tell you whether or not you should go or shouldn't. But it's definitely not cheap. So yeah, but I do think I got a lot out of it. Hold on. You don't. Hold on. What's up? Excuse me for a second, everyone. Mm-hmm. Okay. Donley says hi. She says hi.
Can you hear
They cannot hear you.
Are you sure?
I think they heard that.
Did you hear?
I'll find out. There's a bit of a delay, so I won't know until later. They can hear you. Sort of. Oh, good to know. That means my settings are pretty good. I'm trying to have it so that outside noise isn't an issue. My hair keeps coming into it. Am I calling Michelle outside noise? 1000% sometimes. Donley, who is that in that emote? Do you know? I'm curious. Is it who that is? I think I might know, but I might be wrong. It is Proco. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's so funny. Does he know about that? Does he know he's an emote? Or did he make it from a YouTube channel, Proco? Yeah, I know. Proco is a great YouTube channel, teaches art. Yeah, I'm very familiar with him. You made it. You just recently saw he was a Twitch stream that replays his YouTube videos. Oh, interesting. You posted the emotes in there a bunch of times. I mean, it might not even be him, doing this stream. I wonder if someone's pirating his stuff, or is it him? Because if it's just replays, it could be like straight up pirating. He's not live in there, so you don't know. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, here's my conspiracy theory, okay? My conspiracy theory is that it's actually Pinky and that she's doing it out of spite because she doesn't like Proco. Yep, that's my theory, and I'm sticking with it until I hear otherwise. Perfect logic, can't argue with it. Yeah, exactly. Perfect logic. All right, almost done with the drawing here. Almost. Man, it feels good to get back to oils. I really missed painting. Yeah, I really missed this. Uh, the iPad just is not, just isn't it. It's great for sketching. I know people can do amazing artwork with it. It's not the tool. It's just after being, being into oils, I don't know. The What's it called? Digital stuff just doesn't feel the same now compared to how it used to for me personally. And I am purely talking about what it feels like to work with it. And that's always personal preference. There's some people love digital, some people love watercolor. Like, there's no right answer here. I'm just saying personally. He says, I got you. Sounds like you found your medium. Oh, 100%. When I first started with oils, it was not my medium, but at some point something clicked and it was like, I don't want to say it was instant, but it was once that like click happened, it was like, yep, that's it. This is my medium. I found it. Like something just snapped and fell into place. And yeah, that or it's the fumes got to me, you know, what one or the other. And it's funny because watercolor used to be my medium. Honestly, watercolor used to be my thing. But then at some point, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it happened, but yeah. So it can change. Don't No one should feel like they can never change. Um, you know. All right, Donley, have a good night and enjoy your food. Des says I hardly do digital anymore. Yeah. Donley says looks like your painting's off to a great start. Thank you. I think it's starting to, take form. Let's see. About another, I don't know, 10 to, yeah, about 20 minutes or so for stream tonight, I think. Roughly 20 minutes. make sure focus is on. Alrighty. Let's try and keep this a little traditional and then start with some of the darks. This says going to an art thingy this weekend. I'll send a link in Discord. Okay, cool. Is it what kind of art thingy? Is it open for everybody? So a lot of times when people start painting, they like group all the darks together and everything. And there's a numerous reasons for that. They block in their darks and so on. Like I said, there's numerous reasons for that. I don't usually, um, what's it called? Not usually a big priority for me, but if it's there, I usually do try and hit that because it's a good way of just blocking things in, and you can. It's so much easier to go over darks than it is to go over lights in oil paint. So it's definitely easier to correct than it is to correct like the lightest lights, you know. It's an art fair. Oh, cool. Just not a craft fair, just arts. Awesome. That's very, very cool. And your sister has a table there. Very neat. I hope it goes well. It's a regional thing. Yeah, yeah. Part of your Providence. They'll try and sneak in some pictures. Sure, that won't be hard to take a few photos, you know, for so that you remember it, but for the fun of it, you know. I am looking to, I'm actually going to see about going to a photography store, see if I can find some either cheap or used, um, what's it called, lenses for my camera. I want to see if I can start going outside and taking better photos than my cell phone. We'll see. It's hard though. My cell phone's pretty good, you know, so I mean, it doesn't obviously I think my camera is better than my cell phone, even if my cell phone actually has more megapixels. But technically, but you know, megapixels count is not the only thing that matters in quality of images. But when you're out about, you know, sometimes none of that matters. It's just what's convenient. But yeah, I want to take more reference photos for paintings, so I'm starting to get into like photography a little bit. But oh my God, photography is such an expensive, like, we'll say hobby because I'm not looking to be a professional photographer. Holy crap, it's expensive. Oh, I got to talk to Michael Harding and ask him about his miracle medium. It is currently unavailable, but it should, because it's so new, but he said it should be in Jerry's Artorama at some point. So I'll be able to order it uh, and have it delivered and try it out and see if it's any good. Okay, now I'm just being lazy. Excuse me while I grab more yellow. Instead of being lazy, you forgot to wear your glasses. Here I am struggling and realized. That's funny. I am dreading the day I have to get glasses. I know it's coming up. I know it's on its way. Like I know I can't go my whole life without glasses at all, but oh my God, I'm dreading glasses. I know for most people, I've heard it's not that big of a deal. It's very common, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm dreading it. It's just one of my like neuroses or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, very dreading it. Alrighty. See here. All right. So this color here right now is not realistic. It needs to be darker, but I'm gonna hold off on it for now, even though I know it's not right. And I'm not going to leave it like that till the end. It definitely needs to be blended in more and like, connected better. But I I, I do want to retain some of that like glow that's happening because of the light that's reflecting off of her hand. That's actually what's happening. I actually had a picture of her without her hand up, but um, the I like the glow in her face so much that I decided to do this one, which means I have to also paint her hand, which is more work, but worth it. So a lot of times um, I've started painting a lot more saturated um, than I plan on making the final painting. And the reason is um, some of that saturation will kind of peek through because it's very easy to dull colors and it's a lot harder to bring that saturation back. But dulling colors is always easy. When it comes to hands, you want to have that like, the blood vessels are so close to the um what's it called? To the surface. You want to have that like that color showing through the redness or the blues or whatever it is. You want to have the subsurface colors and scattering in there. Noses too. Obviously, with certain skin, you see it more or less. It just kind of depends. Um, but yeah, ears too. Especially if there's a light source behind the ears. Oh, geez, yeah. Don't normally get I mean, light sources behind hands, yes. Light sources behind noses, not so much. Not as common, we'll put it that way. Depends what you're painting, obviously. I mean, but it's not as common. Although I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I put like a flashlight in your mouth and stuff like that to like light up your cheeks and all, things like that. Yeah, absolutely. For the fun of it. Oh, there was this one artist that I watched. I watched her paint, and it was so funny. Like hearing her talk about how she paints, and watching her, I was like, man, A, we do not paint the same at all, and B, she would hate watching me paint, um, because she is so meticulous about how she like does everything. She like she spent the first 30 minutes just doing color mixing. Like literally first 30 minutes, all she did was color mixing on the palette. And she said something like the painting starts on the palette or something like that. And I was just like, oh my God, you would hate watching me paint. Um, and then the other thing was uh, she did the like Instagram thing, but like for real. So she just started on the eye and like did the eye and then just kind of like expanded from there over to the other eye. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like you don't sketch anything out, you don't do anything, you just like start. I was like, oh, never. And yeah. Dad says, ooh, no way, not for me. That's too much meticulous planning. It is too much, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of that painting. I'm not a fan of painting that way. So it's funny because she is blonde, but I'm putting down a lot of darker colors because the I want to be able to have the like the shimmery blonde hair color. And in order to get that, I need to have a darker base to work off of. I also just assume that I'm never going to get my colors right on my like, well, it's not that I'm not going to get them right first try. Sometimes I can get colors right, but like there's all this complexity and nuance, and in order to only way to get some of that stuff is to do a pass and then do a second pass. And it's not to say that it has to be multiple sittings. I just mean passes of the brush is what I'm referring to specifically. But yeah, I could not paint like that. I don't. I don't like that. I used to paint a little like that when I was when I didn't have enough control of my of the paint. Basically, when I first started, I couldn't mix on the go like I can now. Um, but as soon as, as soon as I like I dropped it and I never looked back, basically. And even then I didn't do it as meticulous as she does, but to each their own, of course. But yeah, I was like, oh, don't ever watch me paint. You'll just, I feel like if she watched me paint, she would be cringing the whole time. Okay, so right now, all I was doing is taking off some of the paint just because I'm getting close to the end of my painting session and I don't want all this thick paint to just like dry on here. I rather have thinner paint for some of these areas. So all I'm doing right now is just trying to like wipe off excess so I don't have like weird texture. The brayer can leave some weird texture, and some of that I don't mind, but some of it I do mind. So it's not a good base to work off, I'll put it that way. But yeah. All right. I think I'm going to be calling it a night. It's late. I have work tomorrow. Yeah. But I will be streaming Sunday, and like I said, my new schedule is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So Sunday afternoon, Tuesday night, and Thursday night. And I'm really happy to be back. Uh, it's really great to be back. Sorry I couldn't make this stream like a very long stream. I do have work and everything. Um, and I've been tired. But yeah, let's see what Des is saying. I think I'm going to block in this guy's shirt and then call it. Okay, good. Yeah. But yeah, I stream, like I said, I'll be streaming Sunday afternoon, Tuesday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, and try out the new, what's it called? Try out the new schedule and see how it works. Or maybe not. You don't want to put out new paint, Des? That's fair. And, depends on where you're at the night. I can understand that. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to say thank you everyone for stopping by, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Like I said, sorry I couldn't be a longer stream tonight, but I made some pretty good headway on the painting. I think obviously it's rough, just rough right now, but good base for the rest of it. Yeah. And you can find me on Discord, on Instagram. Anyone who's watching this, on YouTube, I have a link to my Discord. I don't think I do on Twitch. Anyways, yeah, I'm calling it a night. Have a good night, everybody. I'm fading clearly. So yeah. Bye.